According to some statistics, the average human makes over 35,000 decisions every day. So through mathematics, we can say that in the 16 hours of your day, an average individual makes 2,187.5 or simply 2,000 decisions. So if you're wondering about the other 8 hours, they're for sleeping. This would be my favorite time since I make all of my decisions in my dreams. And who doesn't like that? How about you? How many decisions have you made so far today? How many of these decisions are good and are bad? Do these decisions affect you in a positive or a negative way? Some people surprise me because these people who are given easy choices can't make or choose one option quickly. So how can we make decisions that will send us in the right path? So identifying a decision, acquiring information, and evaluating possible remedies are all steps in the decision-making process. By collecting important information and identifying options, a step-by-step decision-making process can assist you in making more careful judgments. So in identifying options, every day we make hundreds of judgments. So most of these are little details. For example, what do you want to wear? What's for breakfast? Is it pancakes or waffles or something else that you want? So other choices are even more difficult. For example, should you relocate to another country? Is this a perfect job for you? Should you take this position? So these selections are more significant since they have the potential to affect your life and the lives around you. So you may believe that you are inept at making decisions or that you are incapable of making excellent ones. However, because of the way our minds are wired, it's something we all battle with. So there are hidden psychological elements that influence how we think and act behind every decision. So when you decide, there are a lot of different things that come to our mind when choosing even one option. There are two types of decision-making processes. So there are decision difficulties and decision possibilities. So obviously, decision difficulties present you with some difficulties when you start to make a decision, and with decision possibilities, they present you with opportunities. So the distinction between decision difficulties and the possibilities is very critical, yet most decision makers or most of us are unaware of it. And choice overload, decision wariness, status quo bias, tactics, and analyzing information and some psychological variables are affected when you are presented with decision difficulties. And also, you may also explore decisions, possibilities in a proactive manner. The realization of choice opportunity and is sparked by a concept about something that might improve your quality of life. Though the realization of the choice opportunity is sparked by a concept about something that might improve your decision and your choices. So these are the possibilities that may or may not be available to you. So ask yourself, are your choices presenting you with challenges or opportunities? Are they successful? How do you make your decision? So keep in mind that there are several sorts of decision-making processes. It may be your own. It should be from acquired from the internet, or it may be you copied it from someone. But there are more. And according to skills you need, decisions can be made via an intuitive or rational method or a combination of both. So using your gut sense, as also known as some people say that it's your reasoning, really is that these regarding various courses of action is referred to as your intuition. So making conclusions based on the facts and the numbers in front of you is known as reasoning. Whether on a personal or organization level, decisions must be able to be executed. And as a result, you must be personally dedicated to the choice and be able to persuade others of its virtues. So what prevents you from making an effective decision? What distinguishes a smart decision and what distinguishes an opportunity? So there is a slew of issues that that might stymie a good decision making. So it might feel like you're making a decision without any basis if you don't have adequate knowledge, or even if you're on a tight deadline. Take some time to gather the information you need to make an informed conclusion. So prioritize your information collecting if required by determining which information is most essential to you. So the weight of entrenched interest frequently causes decision-making processes to fail. So these entrenched interests are rarely addressed openly, yet they may be a major roadblock. So it can be difficult to reorganize them and so address them since they are not obviously voiced, but it is occasionally possible to do so by examining them with some outside the process who is in a comparable situation. So it might be tough, to make a decision when you don't really care one way or another. An organized decision-making process may frequently aid in this situation by uncovering some genuine benefits and downsides of certain activities that you may not have considered before. So an organized decision-making process can help solve many of these problems. So even from the decision itself on who it affects or how will it benefit you. So this will aid in the following. For example, breaking down more complex decisions into simpler phases. So do not really overcomplicate things, but make them simpler. So observing how decisions are made as well and planning decision making to meet deadlines. So there have been many different decision-making strategies established, ranging from basic rules of thumb to more complicated systems. So the approach utilized is determined by the complexity of the choice to be made. So a lot of choices are made and some are complex and some are easy as well. So what are the steps to making an effective decision? According to UMass, there are 7 steps in a decision-making process. Of course, I've added a twist on this. So the first step is to determine the decision. So you understand that you'll have to make a choice, obviously. So define the nature of the decision that you must make as plainly as possible. This is a critical initial step since these are your thoughts. Is there any potential in this choice? And determining the decision is critical since you wouldn't know what to do if you didn't know what to decide on, obviously. And more significantly, determining the decision will tell you how it will affect you. Next is assemble essential data. Before you make a choice, gather some relevant information. So what are the information that will affect you in a good way or in a bad way as well? So as a result, when you pick your data carefully, as you can see, you've already made a decision based on the data. Some data may be self-assessed or simple to be analyzed. Some may be analytical, factual, conceptual, directive, subjective, objective, or whatever. So the third step is to consider the various options. So remember that you're not always obligated to make a decision straight away. So you can also think or for time, unless obviously it is urgent, you may also create new options and you must consider them whether they are good or bad. So you must organize them in a way that they are beneficial or non-beneficial that can affect you in a good way so that in some choices that you are not really needed to consider, you can already remove them. Next is to review the facts. So make use of your knowledge. So consider and put the previous steps together to see whether it matches what you require. Examine if the requirements stated in step 1 or step 2, step 3 may be satisfied or answered by using each option. So choose the most crucial and certain options. Finally, depending on your personal value system, rank the choices in order of importance. The fifth step is to choose from a variety of options. Finally, the moment that we've been waiting for. So this is where you actually consider and choose what among the choices, what you will make. So after you've examined all the data, you're finally ready to choose the option that appears to be the greatest for you. You can even select a mix of options when whether it's this or that. But when I make decisions, personally, I sometimes combine the possibilities, which is quite useful. However, when combining, remember to keep the theme of the decision in mind and apply all the previous steps. So the sixth step is to take action now. This is like part 2 of step 5. So you're now ready to take positive actions by putting the choice you chose in step 5 into action. So always, and I mean always, follow the preceding procedures. So failing to do so will result in disastrous things. So your decision might fail, and that this decision, remember, that you will make will also have a positive impact on your life, and it will be highly beneficial. So making decisions on what matters to you allows you to be more self-reliant and in control of your life. So the seventh and last step is to examine your decision and its effect. So disclaimer, following these procedures does not ensure that you will make the best option possible every time. So keep in mind that the goal of these stages is to help you develop better ones. And occasionally the ultimate decisions we make and the measures we take do not provide desired results. So you must examine the outcome of your decision and determine whether it met the requirements you indicated in step 1. So you may choose to reduce specific steps or uh, uh, make processes to make a fresh choice as well. And it is very important to review the results so that the next time you make a decision, in case that you had a mistake that you made in your previous decisions, you won't make it again. So in an organization, decision-making is critical. Making decisions is perhaps the most important aspect of a manager's job. It is the most crucial aspect of the planning process as well. So when managers plan, they consider a variety of options and including the goals that their organizations will pursue. So in organization as well, it is important to make decisions. Where does this go? Who will do this? Who will do that? And the efficacy of managerial strategies as well is heavily influenced by the quality of managerial choices or your decision making. So the management or a management must decide on the structure, division of labor, type of responsibility, and relationships technique for establishing such responsibility and connections and so on throughout the organizing process. So you actually make a lot of decision making in management as well, and or any organization, since it is very important that you decide quickly and correctly. So making decisions is necessary for achieving unity of action. It will be up to control to decide how the standards will be formed or how the deviations from the norm will be corrected. So how the principles will be developed and how instructions will be delivered. So the significance of decision making resides in the way it aids you, okay? And in selecting among many possibilities. So before making a choice, it is necessary, again, it is necessary to acquire all relevant information, because we should try to avoid spontaneously deciding and impulsively deciding as well, since these types of situations lead to failed decisions. So it is critical to concentrate on actions that will assist you in making the best judgment possible. So I'll leave you with this. You are free to pick or employ the techniques or stages I mentioned previously from step 1 to step 7, but this does not ensure, again, that the result will always be excellent, but it will help you make better ones. So you may utilize these methods to improve your odds of making successful decisions, or you can go your own way. But keep in mind that some of the things I described will have a good influence or affect the way you make decisions in a positive way. The next time you make any decisions, it may be an easy one or a major one, always evaluate and analyze and make sure that the final decision that you made, you won't regret. And that's deciding the right path. Thank you very much.